now you want to discuss is now the second category. This was category A, and this is now category B. We are calling them non-impact printers. These are now the most advanced versions of printers, and there are two types. Well, first and foremost is that they do not have to press. The difference we have between the impact and non-impact is that the impact presses the paper with the image or with the character that they want to print, but the non-impact, we are saying that they do not press. They use a different technology, and therefore the idea is that they do not use ribbons. So these printers print a complete page at a time. So they are more advanced version than the impact, because they are able to print a whole page at a time. They are also called page printers. There are two categories. One of them is called laser printer, and the other one is called the Inkjet. The major characteristic of the non-impact printers is that they are much faster, they are not noisy, they have high quality, and they are able to provide very many fonts in comparison to the impact printers. So when you now start discussing the laser printer, they are very common. Even on my desk, I have a laser printer, and they take the shape. This is a common HP laser printer that you put papers. Normally, pull this one. You put papers inside this shelf, and then you put the toner here, and then the papers, when they are printed, they will come out at this point. So they uses laser light. Laser, you might have come across that word, but if you have not, it is a very common technology in which light is used to do the printing. So they use laser light to produce the dots that are needed to form characters that are going to be printed. So laser light is the one that sets the color or the toner so that it's transferred from the toner to the page and it is printed. So the idea is that the major advantage of these printers is that they have high speed, high quality output, high quality graphics, and many fonts can be printed at different sizes. The major disadvantage with them is that they are a bit expensive, and some of them cannot be used to produce multiple copies. You know, the idea here is this, that in banks, you normally find two papers are normally put at the printer, two of them, the original and a copy. And then they are printed at the same time, because we're talking about the impact printer. The bank is normally the original and you are given a copy. So that idea of producing multiple copies is not possible most of the time with laser printing. It normally produces one copy at a time. That is sometimes considered at the advantage with laser printers. And that is why you find most of the banks use impact printers, particularly because of this advantage of producing two copies at the same time. Then we have the inkjet printers. They are still non-impact character printers that are based on a relatively new technology, whereby they print characters by spraying small drops of ink onto a paper. They are not necessarily using the laser technology, but they are using another different technology rather than the laser. So the inkjet printers produce high quality output with presentable features. And the one that comes to mind right away is the one that is called, you might have gone to shops and you might have seen Epson printers. Sometimes you have inkjet Epson printers that are used to print photos. We have seen people, when you go to shows or that kind of event, they carry an Epson printer, and they take your photos on the ground and they print them immediately. Those kind of printers are actually under the category of the inkjet. They are able to produce very high quality photos, but they are relatively slow in comparison to the laser printers. Yeah, of course, they're able to produce multiple copies, and they are also produce color printing. The quality is high, and they are more reliable. They are a bit expensive. They are, of course, more expensive compared to the impact printers, but they are a bit slower than the laser printers. You might find plotters. When you talk about maps, maps are not printed by the normal printers. They are plotters. The people who do GPS, they also use these plotters. I also gone to town whereby you have a design that is produced by CAD or computer-aided design, and you want to have probably your name printed, and then you can be able to cut it out. I think I have seen something like this. Posters nowadays or signposts are printed by a plotter, whereby probably you are producing a name for a shop. So you are calling it Ebenezer Shop. So this name is cut out using some plotters use laser. So they cut out very well, cut out design of your name, and then you are able now to get this sheet of paper with stick on or with glue, and therefore you peel it out, and then you place it on your signpost, and instead of calling an artist to draw for you, then you simply have your name that is properly drawn, and it sticks out. This is one of other kind of output device that you might need beyond what you have discussed. Another kind of output that you might have in a computer is a speaker. Speaker is also an output device. So of course the speaker receives the instructions from, or the songs or the audio from the computer, and outputs that as an output. So that is another example of an output, and there are plenty of other outputs. Sound card sometimes is also considered the output, because sound card is the one that converts the digital output from a computer, and therefore it is fed to a speaker. So both of these are considered to be output devices. Also, the projector is also an output device. So again, that is very well mentioned.